morning, everyone. I'm John McCall. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the CEO of DeVille Family and Youth Services. DeVille was founded in 1993 as a community-based mental health agency, and DeVille provides a wide range of behavioral health, early intervention, and support services to families and youth throughout the greater Los Angeles community. Our mission is to empower families and youth while enhancing communities through innovative and comprehensive behavioral healthcare services. On today, I'd like to highlight one of our programs, our wraparound program. Wraparound is unique, and just as its name suggests, we wrap kids around with unique and critical services that they need to stabilize their placement, whether in their families, and our goal is to ensure that they remain at home. So this morning, we have members of our wraparound team present. We have our supervisor, John Vangro, our president today, along with some of his staff. And I'd like John to come in and just tell us a little bit about wraparound and tell us who he is. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Mr. McCall. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and have been with the Wraparound program and DeVille since the beginning of the year. Wraparound is a community-based intensive services program for children and youth families that are experiencing serious emotional and behavioral problems, disruptions, and significant stressors in their lives. The intent of the program is for the family and their natural support systems, such as relatives, friends, teachers, coaches, to come together and identify the underlying needs of the child and the family so they can set goals to achieve those underlying needs and allow the family to function, and for the child or adolescent to live, grow up in a safe and stable environment. The program promotes the voice and choice of the family and uses the strengths of each family member to achieve those goals and visions for the family. The DeVille team is here to support and assist the family in preventing out-of-home placement, being able to return to home, psychiatric hospitalizations, and reducing mental health symptoms that are disrupting a client's functioning. Clients come from Open Department of Children of Family Services, as well as from the Probation Department. Thank you.
Thank you, John. You have some staff today with us. I'm going to ask Brenda to come on first and introduce herself and explain to us a little bit about her role. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning, Mr. McCall. So I'm Brenda Montaño. I've been with DeVille Family and Youth Services for about 1.5 years now. I initially came in as a child and family specialist, and I am now a wraparound facilitator. And what I do is I get to assist with the implementation and the development of plans that address the family's underlying needs. I also get to help out with the communication between our team and the family support system, which typically always includes a social worker or the child's probation officer.
Wow. Well, thank you, Brenda. Welcome this morning. Also we have today Reggie Ben. Good morning, Mr. Ben.
Good morning. How you doing, Mr. McCall?
I'm great. Can you share with us your role as a child family specialist?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to introduce myself as Reggie Ben. I've been with DeVille for going on 16 years. I started off with the school-based program, and then I worked with the TBS program, Therapeutic Behavior Specialist program, which prepared me well for my current role, child and family specialist. We were saying, Brenda was saying, we get together, we identify goals, and then once we identify those goals, I work with the youth, giving them, preparing them, teaching them interventions and skills that's going to help them achieve those goals as we work throughout the case.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you're part of the program. Also with us today is Teresa Ramirez, therapist. And so, good morning, Teresa. Can you share with us your role as a therapist in the wraparound program?
Good morning. My name is Teresa Ramirez, and I am a therapist, and I've been with the Bill for 19 years. I started as a case manager, and from there, I got promoted to different roles, and now I am a therapist. In my role as a therapist, I work with the children primarily, and then I also provide family therapy. And most of the cases that we get referred from the Department of Family and Youth Services are in probation or have complex trauma. Most of the symptoms that we see with the kids are depression, low self-esteem, feelings of anger, isolation, and right now we're seeing a lot of our children who are adjusting to our new way of living due to the pandemic, and there's a lot of issues surrounding school, adjusting to the new schedules with parents, primarily having to work full time, and then also they have to provide support to their kids and also their teachers, their tutors, and there's a lot of conflict between them. So I meet with the child and the parent, and we provide family therapy, and we help and we support them to problem solve.
Wow, wow, that sounds really serious. Also today with us is Elisa. Good morning, Elisa. Can you share with us?
Good morning,
Thank you.
Mr.
Can you share with us
McCall.
your role here at DeVille in the wraparound program?
Yes, I've been with DeVille for, like I said before, for a little bit over 2 years in the wraparound program. My experience with wraparound has been since 2007. My role is being the parent partner. Parent partners, we have a very unique role because we're very much exposed into sharing our own lives with a child with a mental illness or a mental health disorder, or have been on probation, or they have needed an IEP. So my role is based on our life experience, and to help the parent, to support the parent. At the time that we meet parents, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed, they truly don't know what to do. So they deserve to have a chance into recovering, into learning, educating themselves on what has happened in their lives. And I support them, I empower them, I educate them. That's my role. It's my obligation to help them with their self-care. When we are in stressful moments, we forget about taking care of ourselves. We forget what we are good at. Wraparound is a program that is based on strengths. We deal with the concerns, and we strengths the parent. At the same time, the parent becomes stronger, the child responds better. That's what I work. I love to see a parent grow through the time that they receive wraparound services. So when we leave them, they already know on how to manage their child. It's a lifetime. When we have a child with mental illness or a mental health disorder, we parents have to learn on how to manage that, on how to help them. It's a lifetime commitment.
Okay.
So we check on their natural supports, on who are the main people that will help when we are not there. We elevate their voice, and that's very important, because when we will not be there, it's going to be them that are going to have to speak up for what their child needs, for what our child deserves, in a school setting, in a therapy setting, and we need to leave them equipped with the tools that they will need.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I mean, I'm glad to see that this is a team approach and how all of you are bringing your expertise together to wrap kids around with services. I have a question though. In light of the current pandemic, and I guess I'll start with Teresa. Have you seen a difference in the kids and families in light of the current COVID crisis, change in family dynamics in your work?
Yes. So at the beginning of the pandemic, it was very difficult and challenging for most of our kids. A lot of them, it was hard for them to do their work online. A lot of them were having problems surrounding sleeping. They were scared. They didn't know what this pandemic was going to bring. So there was a lot of arguments, disagreements between the families. But now, with the work that we've been doing with Wraparound, because we do have weekly meetings with the families, and then we also have the team meetings where we are addressing some of the challenges that the families have come through due to the pandemic. And then also, we provide a lot of case management, because Wraparound is not working alone. We're making sure that we're providing the families with the resources they need in order to be able to survive through the pandemic. We've seen some progress, but there's still a lot of, for our parents, there's a lot of anxiety due to the economics. Some of our parents are not working. Some of our parents' work were reduced. So there's a lot of challenges around that. And then we also have some of our kids that we work with who have a learning disability, who are being challenged every day doing the work online and not having the resources they need. Some of them don't have the technology, don't have the computers. And sometimes, their parents, they don't have the knowledge to be able to provide the support they need. So one of the challenges, lack of tutoring, lack of resources for these families.
Wow. Sounds like it's very challenging. John, as the supervisor of the wraparound program, you're in charge of, of assessing cases and assigning the cases and oversight of your staff. Can you share with us any differences you've seen as a result of the COVID-19 crisis in terms of families and its impact on our ability to be able to service them?
Yes. What I've seen is that access to resources has been difficult for clients, as well as being able to make appointments, to be able to reach out to other people. So part of the wraparound process is being able to problem solve those types of issues so we can get to the underlying needs and get those things met, whether it's safety or consistency. We have funds available when the families can't afford to purchase different things. And COVID-19 has made that more difficult. Have been able to use technologies and get things bought online, delivered to the homes. And in some cases, we deliver it ourselves using all the various COVID-19 safety protocols. And the team has done a wonderful job in addressing those needs despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay. Let me go back to Brenda. Brenda, as a facilitator, what differences have you seen in families since the COVID-19 crisis?
Thank you, Mr. McCall. Well, just as COVID has impacted each of us, our families, the families we work with, are no exception. So, as Teresa said, sometimes being at home quarantine has created an increase of conflicts or arguments between parent or caregivers and children, or also a lack of resources has created a strain on our families. But part of wraparound is adapting to different environments, different circumstances. So this is where Wraparound is truly being put to the test, and we're all collaborating and working with our families to make sure that we not only advocate for them, but teach them how to advocate for themselves during these difficult times, so that they can, I guess, overcome the challenges that come with the pandemic and current events.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You know, the overall goal, if I'm clear on wraparound, is to make sure that youngsters returning to their families or having troubles are able to remain at home with their families, because we believe and we know that children belong with families as long as they have a safe and nurturing and structured environment. And so wraparound is designed to wrap families around, with the services needed to ensure a child's success in the family. But lately we've been hearing and reading all of the news about the increase in suicidal ideation. And so I kind of want to address that today before we close out this segment. And probably Teresa, as a therapist, have you seen an increase or anything different in terms as it relates to kids who are experiencing suicidal ideation?
Yes, I have seen an increase some of our clients because, being isolated, a lot of our children, they're not socializing with other kids. So there is an increase of self-harm behaviors and also suicidal thoughts as well.
Wow. Wow.
So we are providing a lot of crisis intervention as well for some of our clients.
Okay. All righty. Reggie, let me come back with you. As a child family specialist, what would you say are some of the positive things that you're able to do with families?
Well, positive things. It's just building their confidence right now. We are in this YouTube age where the kids are all trying to be behind the screen. So with now being able to provide our services through Zoom, I try to develop and create that atmosphere where they're the person in charge. They're the ones, these are your goals, and make it about them. So as far as positive, that's what I say. I've seen a lot in the clients that I work with, them, their confidence level rising because now they're on front and center behind the computer.
Wow. Let me ask you guys, and we'll probably close out with this. Before, I know wraparound was in person and you guys were traveling throughout the county, making required home visits and seeing your families. How has the adjustment been for you all? And moving to technology and using Zoom to relate and connect to your families. Now, I know we still respond to emergency situations and have to ensure the children and families are safe. But how have you made the adjustment to using Zoom? And we'll close out with that today. And we'll start with Elisa.
Yes, Mr. McCall, for me, it has been a little different. I used to go and visit the families, spend time with them. Now is through face-to-face via Zoom or on the phone, also FaceTiming. The phones have a little thing that tells us that we can see each other. And I'm to say that the parents wanted to talk, they wanted to connect. So we had many conversations in regards to COVID-19, safety, self-care, activities with the children now that they were home during the summer. And for me, the experience was adjusting into bringing my work into the home. I'm adjusted. And I know that now I can support my parents from afar in conversations. And we actually have created a pretty good connection and sharing on what we are all going through.
Okay, thank you.
say that in my group there was no family affected by Corona, so I was very happy with that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Teresa, how about you?
Well, just like like Elisa, it's an adjustment. I'm still adjusting. And then working with our families, a new way of doing therapy. At the beginning, it was challenging, just trying to learn the new technology and Zoom. But now it's easier, I'm able to have my sessions with my clients on Zoom. Most of the time is between 45 minutes to an hour, and sometimes it's longer. So I see our clients getting comfortable with doing their sessions on Zoom. And not only that, even though we're providing sessions on Zoom, we also respond to crisis. So if there's an immediate crisis, we are required to meet with the families at their home. And we miss seeing our families, our clients miss seeing us as well. And they're getting tired of being home. And a lot of times, can we meet? Can we, can you come over to the house? And I had to explain to them, due to the pandemic, we are protecting them, making sure that everybody's safe. And they understand, but it's very difficult for them
Wow.
and for us.
Okay. Reggie, how about you?
Yeah. Well, my biggest challenge or concern was the kids missing out on their physical outlet. They're behind the camera for their school. They're on their laptops for their school now to meet services. So just trying to provide them with they're no longer getting recess at school. So like John was saying, we were able to provide care packets. We dropped off like hula hoops, jump ropes, juggling balls, juggling sticks. So now and developing a schedule, we were able to implement a schedule where they can use that now to take breaks, brain breaks, screen breaks away from them, and do physical things to build their endurance up, a relief away from it, to relieve energy tension as a way of a coping skill. We also dropped off arts and crafts so they can do painting projects, do the soothing, painting. We did slime for coping skills. So all these things that we were able to do in person, now we are able to do over the phone with guided instructions over through Zoom.
Wow. Innovative. And so Brenda, how about you?
So just as COVID's brought so many challenges, it's also brought us a lot of opportunities for growth and opportunities for us to learn. So our families have become so tech savvy now, a lot of them, and I myself have been able to get more creative with the way we're engaging families and grow our bond in a different way. Of course, it's not the same as face-to-face, but an example is, something as simple as wearing the same colored t-shirt as a child is exciting and a point of topic and a way to engage them. So there have been challenges, of course, but as I mentioned, a lot of opportunities to grow and get creative with our process and work.
All right. Thank you. John, well, you are the boss behind wraparound programs success. So for you, how has it been, with the changes and having to not see your staff in person and having to supervise them by Zoom and use technology to help them serve their families better? How's it been for you?
Well, it's certainly been a challenge. I have found that I've been using both Zoom and texting, phone calls and emails in order to get the necessary information to the teams. I find that we spend more time talking about the cases and being able to identify the underlying needs. I've been very encouraged and satisfied with the ability of the team to talk to each other and multitask. There are a lot of moving pieces with wraparound, and I have been satisfied overall in how we're providing those services, those needs, and being able to communicate in a timely manner to meet the needs of the families.
Okay, thank you. Listen, I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule today to join me and to highlight the special work that you guys are doing to serve children and families. Thank all of you for the work that you put in, for your time, for your dedication, for your consistency. And listen, I know getting that call at 2 o'clock in the morning and having to get out of your bed and go and respond. I want to thank you for your dedication and all of what you do for the children and families here in DeVille. So appreciate you and thank you. To all of our viewers today who are watching, this has been a highlight of the wraparound program services provided by DeVille Family and Youth Services. If you have any additional questions, please call us. Our number is 626-296-8900. Go to our website, deville.org. And if you would like to help support us, we accept donations and we'll be grateful to have you as a supporter, as a sponsor of our services here at DeVille. Again, thank you for watching. I hope this segment has been informative to you and help you learn a little bit more about DeVille Family and Youth Services. Thank you for watching.